Kia ora. Welcome to Neat and Not by the Sea. My name is Catherine, my pronouns are she, her, and we're at Victoria's house to do our new episode.
Kia ora. My name is Victoria, my pronouns are also she, her, and this is my house.
Hurrah. Okay, so we just did a quick who's going to run this? So I'm running this,
Yep.
and of course I haven't run anything past Victoria, but I do want to say something. What a surprise. So we had a comment. Actually, we had two comments. One
Yes.
comment was it said something. It was for my, anyway, I couldn't work out if it was spam or not, so I've just left it. Oh, it was just a one word and a little face. I'm not the youth. I'm not even youth adjacent. So I had no idea, so I just left it. I didn't want to respond just in case it was a phishing spam or something. I don't know. Anyway, the other message that we had was someone having a whinge because I say my pronouns and Victoria says her pronouns. So I didn't want to respond to the comment because, I checked with people and I decided to give this person the benefit of the doubt that even though she had used capital letters at one point in her comment, like she was shouting at me, I'm going to presume that this person doesn't understand why I say my pronouns, and I'm going to explain.
But just before she does, I had to ask Catherine when you first started doing it why she did it.
Yes.
And
So in the spirit of not everybody knows, I will say our pronouns are a social construct. Society has decided that there are these words that we use to describe what we are in the gender scheme of things. So they have been invented by humans. So we have this convention we have had for a couple of centuries at least, longer really, where if I have breasts, I'm a woman, and so my pronouns are she, her. And if you have a penis, you're a man, and your pronouns are he, him. However, when you start talking about those things, you're talking about sex, you're not talking about gender. Gender lives in your head, in your brain. That's what determines what you feel like. So I'm really interested in making this space on YouTube really welcoming to people that might not feel welcome in other spaces. So one of those people might be non-binary people. So people that don't fit into you appear to be a woman and you're a woman, or you appear to be a man and you're a man. They might feel that they don't fit in those categories. They might choose to use the pronouns they, them, or others that, there are others as well. But those are the most common. So she, her, he, him, they, them. They're the most common ones. So by me saying my pronouns and Victoria saying her pronouns, what we're saying is, I look like a woman and I feel like a woman. So when you talk to me, address me as a woman. My pronouns are she, her. And that normalizes the fact that you can't presume what people are and how they feel inside their brains. So let's make room for everybody at the table and make everybody feel welcome. So that's one part of the piece. The other part of the piece is that people that fit in with what society has deemed to be the norm are welcome everywhere. So English speaking, white, binary. These people, they navigate the world and everything is easy for them. But if you're BIPOC, brown or black, if you are queer, if you are non-binary, it is trickier to navigate the world. So I'm signaling to everybody in every way that I can that this is a safe space for you to come and hang out. So that's a little lesson as to why we use pronouns. I'm not going to stop, but feel free, if you're not comfortable with this, go to another channel. They won't be as funny as us. Go to another channel, that's fine. Okay, so that was one piece.
I want to add a bit to that.
Yes,
So
go on.
when I asked Catherine originally, because I was like, why are you doing this? It seemed odd to me. You also said that if you were to meet someone in the street who identified as non-binary, and if they were still working through their identity themselves and they didn't yet have the confidence to say, I am this, by you saying, hi, my name is, and I am, you've opened the doors for them to reciprocate and to find, like you said, find that safe space.
Yes.
and feel, you know, I don't know if inclusion's actually, feeling included is the right word, but feeling able to express themselves, which can be very hard when you're a little bit different.
Yeah. And also, you know,
or at any time
the
for
truth
anyone.
of the matter is, like, we're all really different. I want people that are neurodiverse, black and brown, English speaking, non-English speaker, non-binary, binary, to feel that they're welcome here. So yeah, it's just creating a space that's safe for everybody. So that was
that's probably that.
Will be funny from now on. Sure. Oh, I wanted to apologize as well. Oh my God. I have watched a couple of Flosstubes from when I came back off holiday. I yawned so much. So I'll try not to yawn. Jet lag's a thing. And the other thing is I did watch the Flosstube from the last fortnight. And someone had commented that they really wanted chocolate when they watched me. Anyway, it's terrible to be eating on the Flosstube. I was so exhausted. I mean, I've got other excuses for the other times as well. So we've had chocolate already.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have water because it's very hot in Dunedin. It's at least 22.
Oh,
it's just outrageous.
And I broke my fan this week. It's been awful.
Yes, at least you didn't break your arm breaking a fan.
That is true. But I have changed the battery on my smoke alarm. Look at that, people. No beep.
I was watching it last night and I was texting Victoria going, Victoria, I'm watching our Flosstube and there goes your alarm.
So I'm pretty sure I've got like 2 to 3 weeks until the one in my bedroom starts going off.
Okay, very good, very good. So what else? How has your week been?
My week has been busy. So my March is going to be hectic. I've just worked it out, 9 days of classes this year of stitching classes. And while doing that, I am also, as you know, helping organise the Dunedin Stitching Retreat for 2023. Registrations are open now, people. Sign up, get your place.
And I am coming. After all that whinging,
Yep.
I am coming.
She's coming.
I've already registered.
I made her register this
I'm
morning.
not going to the meal though. That's just overkill. No.
It's too much social.
I'm going to my bedroom. I'm not even going to talk to Martin.
Yeah. So I have been doing some work with that. For those of you who are intending to come, you'll have noticed I'm not great with the Facebook, so thank you very much for all your patience at the moment.
Because she's not the youth. She's youth adjacent.
Yeah, and that's my new favourite saying. I'm going to say, I'm youth adjacent, so I might be able to help, but there's no guarantees. But it's going well. What did we do? So on Saturday, I met up with my friend called Karen, who's doing the Home Sweet Home class with me, and we stitched out the back of Stitch Witches for Saturday. It was lovely.
Nice.
And our friend Amy came and joined us for a bit.
She's not doing the Home Sweet Home.
She's
thing.
not. She just brought her own stitching.
Nice.
So it was very nice to have that space. So thank you very much, Stitch Witches and Donna, who was on that weekend, for letting us use that space.
Nice.
And then on Sunday, I had to do the cleaning and the stitching.
Well, stitching's good. But
Stitching was good, yeah. Oh, I've done a lot of organising for my 9 days of classes, people. 9 days of classes. It's 3 different classes I'm doing. I'll tell you now. So Di Fisher is coming back to town, and I am doing a Goldwork sweep bag with her. I'm doing the second part of my big band sampler that you'll have seen in the last few videos. And I'm also doing one of the Dunedin Odes classes, which is a Wisteria and Bee with Fiona. I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce this because I'm pretty shit. Crowther Acres.
Oh, great.
Anyway, super excited for that. It's a little ribbon work wisteria with a stump work bee. Looks gorgeous.
Okay. So maybe this is a good time to tell people that in a fortnight's time, I will be recording a Flosstube in Spanish, but there won't be a Flosstube in English because this human will be half dead. And so we'll be back in English in a month.
Yes. So, sorry about that.
So that's that.
I was like, oh, Catherine, I can't film next Thursday fortnight because there's a guild meeting. And she's like, oh, what about one of the weekends either side? And I'm like, classes both those weekends.
But that's okay because I've got one less Flosstube in Spanish over the whole thing. For some reason I didn't record one. I must have been knackered. So I'll just catch up.
Yeah. So we're going to have a bit of a break and we'll be back in a month.
Yeah. Cool.
What about yourself? Sorry, there's lots of little flies buzzing around at the moment.
What's happening? So I did my fundraising day on Tuesday, which was with my social impact leave. I had a couple of visits from Amy and Fiona. I have to say, I had already met Amy, so I was like, I count her as a friend now. We've spoken twice. But I do follow her on Instagram. It's so easy on Instagram. And she's in the guild as well.
Yeah, she's one of the people helping organise the Dunedin Stitching retreat. Yeah,
so she's another extrovert faker. She had said that she would try and come. So that was really lovely. She came and she donated, and I got a little boost from having people kind of come and saying hello. But I have to take my hat off to Fiona, who is Little Red Hoop on Instagram. She's a local. Weeks and weeks ago, she gave me some books of antique books, like vintage books of embroidery from different parts of the world. So I've shown those before. But anyway, she happened to be at the hairdressers in that same mall, and she saw me, and she remembered that I said it in the Flosstube, so she came over. I'm not that sort of brave. So well done, Fiona. Very impressed with you. So that was super lovely. We had a little chat. They're both going to be at the retreat, so that's going to be really good fun. The fundraiser was interesting. Martin came and relieved me for lunch, so I was able to go and buy lunch, go to the toilet, and because I was on my own. The person that was going to do it with me in the morning didn't, and so I was on my own. I'd gone. The woman that runs Life Matters was there with the table whilst I went to the toilet. Then she left me. Then Martin came at 12. I was able to go to the toilet, get lunch, sit down for half an hour, because I was on my feet all day from 8:30 to 5.
It's hard work when you're not used to it.
Dead. And after that, we had our quiz night, because we have a quiz group that goes once a month, because that's all I can manage. And I was just a broken human. I was like, oh, my poor feet. I had to work from my bed the day after. My feet and my legs were so tired, just sore and so kind of inflamed. Even though I looked like proper middle-aged and attractive woman, I wore trainers with my dungarees, because I was like, comfort first. But my trainers are not cool. My trainers are like middle-aged woman that doesn't go running. Anyway, it was really good. We managed to get $1,115.10.
That's amazing.
Which will be enough to provide 10 counselling sessions for people that need it. And they do that for free for people in the community that need urgent counselling. So that's really great. It was a really interesting exercise. The people that appear to be less well off were the most generous. And they were... So Life Matter does a lot of work for suicide prevention, and I was pre-warned that people would probably want to share their stories, and they did, so that was a little bit tough. But yeah, it was amazing. You know, people approached me and they were like, and they thought I was a counsellor, which I'm not. I don't work for Life Matters, but like, you do such amazing work, and they would tell me stories about friends that they've lost, or some people approached me and said I was in a bad place and people helped me and I'm still here, and it was just really lovely, and people were generous. I have never done this. People put $50 in the bucket, like normal looking people, like people that dress like we do, nothing fancy. There were some fancy people that did not put a lot of money in, like, you know, put $1, that's fantastic. We had loads of people put $1 in and $2, but there were I would say the majority of people put in $5, $10, $20, $50.
That's amazing.
It was really amazing. So I was really happy to have done it.
We must, call back to last week. We also had someone request last week a link or where they could donate to your cause.
Yeah, so I did put it. I put it in the description box, and I was thinking of putting it today because I'm talking about it today. So what I was thinking was, the bank account is in New Zealand. So if you watch us in New Zealand and we make you laugh, and this is something that makes your life better, consider donating to them, because that would be a really great thing to do. It's such a good cause. Having said that, there's also a lot of fundraising going on for the people that have suffered in the, it's not a typhoon, what was it called? Cyclone. So, you know, donate to them if that's your preference. There's just so much need.
So
all
much
the time.
need at the moment.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. So thank you for. I mean, there might have been more embroiderers that came, but they didn't tell me. But yeah, it was super lovely. It was really nice to kind of be out in the community. The other thing that was really interesting, because I live under a rock, I don't really go out. I appear very social, but I'm not. It was so cool to watch, like to observe people's outfits. People's outfits. It was like, there's so much linen out there. Like people, it was just cool. It was just cool.
Excellent.
So, yay.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that was great. So that was really my epic thing. We have our camper now. So that's great. We haven't gone away yet. And I don't know, I'm just so busy all the time. Martin has ended up going to like the $2 shop to get bits for it. And
Did you not have the bits from your last camper?
no, because when the people bought it, we just let them keep everything. Yeah. We forgot to give them, because we'd taken everything out, and then when we got talking to them, we said, oh, do you want to take the pots and pans as well? So I bought everything from the op shop, and they were like, oh yeah, that'd be great. And then we forgot to give them to them. So we left them outside on our deck so that when they drove past, they could pick it up, and they did. So that was really great. But actually, this was such an epic, expensive purchase. I actually do feel like I want to do it up, and I want to make it like a little second home. So I'm going to make that some nice little touches. And yeah, so that was really lovely. And apart from that, I'm just spending all my time gardening. I'm obsessed.
In the garden. Well, look, I have got my back garden as a jungle. Anytime you're just run out of space at your one.
I don't want you to be jealous, but yesterday we decided to stop buying spinach and kale for my smoothies because we can harvest our own now.
Wow, that's impressive.
I am impressive, Victoria. I also have a gardener.
You're less impressive than I thought you were 5 minutes
But
ago.
it takes half an hour to water.
Absolutely.
Blimey. I am doing things myself, but I just found it very demoralising to garden without a gardener.
Oh yes, and you're watering with your rainwater, aren't you? Because you collect it.
Oh no, but it runs out. No, we do collect rainwater, but it does run out. We have run out of that water, even with the very small number of plants that we have. If you're not in New Zealand, you have no idea what it's like to garden in this country. It is so productive. You can't compete with the weeds. You just can't. It's just like an uphill struggle, which is why I have a gardener, because I don't want to feel defeated all the time. So anyway, yeah, I'm loving my garden. I've got all the roses for the front garden now.
Excellent.
Now my task is I'm going to the beach. On every day that I'm home in the evening, I'm going to the beach to collect seaweed, because the garden is really dust and stones in the front area. So, yay, you have to come and have a look.
I would, yeah.
You have to pretend to be impressed, because,
I haven't been out to your place since you've put the table in the house.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't seen it all.
Yeah, loads has changed. Yes. So yeah, that's been me, and I have been doing lots of crafting as well. Turns out I don't have as much time as I think I have, but I have done a lot of crafting. I just didn't achieve 2 things that I thought I would. So anyway, shall we crack on?
Let's crack on and get into
Do you have a fully finished object?
No.
I don't have a fully finished object either. Do you have a finished object?
No.
I do.
What?
So this is actually a SAF, a start and a finish.
Wow.
I haven't shown Victoria, and Victoria's so crap with Instagram. I posted it last night, and I tagged her, knowing full well she wouldn't see it until, maybe Saturday.
It's so true. Which is why it's hilarious that I'm doing the Facebook stuff.
It is. She's actually worse than my husband. It's just really, and also, it's Martin's birthday today. He's 64.
Happy birthday, Martin.
So he's soon to be fun employed, because his contract runs out. So he's going to be fun employed for a year. Well, just under a year, and then he gets the pension. Woo! Okay.
You did it!
Yes!
Oh my goodness!
I am amazing.
She is amazing.
Okay, so we said about...
Over a year ago.
No, it wasn't, because it was for our first year anniversary.
Yeah, which happens in February, so over a year ago.
No, it can't be.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, so this is our 2-year... Is this our Flosstube?
It was either this one or last one, I think.
God, we're rubbish. Anyway, many moons ago, we were talking about the fact that I had bought an antique sampler, and we wanted to give a little freebie of one of the motifs. Anyway, we charted it very quickly, and then we did Sweet FA about it.
It's so true.
Okay, so I said to Victoria, okay, I would like to be able to offer the freebie towards the end of May. And so Victoria was like, initially she was like, but I convinced her. So anyway, the idea is that nobody expects me to follow the rules, so I haven't. So the background color doesn't really match my sampler, and the colors are the vaguest nod at the suggestion of the sampler. But Victoria will be truer to the sampler.
I'm not planning to be true to the sampler.
You said you would be. Remember, you were all obsessed with it. It had to be like it.
Oh, I don't remember that. I think I've changed. That's what happens in a year and a bit.
Whatever. So the idea is that you could actually do the sampler like it is, because Victoria will tell you the right colours, or you could be all wild like me and do whatever you want.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And sort of in general terms, it's the colours, but I just wanted vibrant colours, and I love this.
It's way bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's
Well,
gorgeous.
this is actually, this is probably a 32 count.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, so...
Like, it's great pincushion size.
Well, I've been toying with the idea of making it into a little hussif.
What's a hussif?
A hussif is a little kit for your needles, your sewing, your it's spelled HUSWIF, hussif. Like housewife, it's like Old English hussif, or like maybe Germanic or something, but it's called a hussif.
Tangent, I want one of those things that the housekeepers used to have, which had
A
like...
chatelaine.
Yes, I want one of those.
I know, wouldn't that be fun? So anyway, I am almost ready to do the freebie. And if you decide that you don't want to stitch it, we can just do the freebie based on mine.
Oh, I definitely want to stitch it, but I don't know if I want to do it in the original colours.
Oh, okay.
Because they were boring. They were like beige.
Well, there is also the back of there. We haven't opened up the back.
We haven't opened the bag.
They weren't beige. It was more like
Brown and
peach.
boring.
It's just faded.
Because I wanted to do it in blues and purples.
Oh, okay. Well, you do that. I mean, we don't follow the rules, do we? So anyway, I'm super pleased with this. I was a bit obsessed.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
How long do you think it took you to stitch? And was the pattern good? Because we did the pattern.
Maybe 10 hours.
That's excellent.
Yeah, and I was actually very good, because I did make mistakes and I did unstitch them, because I didn't want people to think, oh, I've done it wrong because I saw the picture and blah, blah, blah. So I did have to frog quite a bit.
Excellent. No errors on the plan?
No. Well, no, there are some mistakes that we kept from the... Because remember, that was the bait. Because initially we said we would fix the mistakes that were on the sampler for the design. And then when we tried it, you were very uncomfortable. And you were like, oh, it turns out that I do mind. I think we need to be faithful to the sampler. So we did incorporate some of those errors in. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually 3 different yellows here. Mm-hmm. Is it that one?
I can see 2.
No, there's 3.
3. Oh, I can see 3. Yes.
But you can't really see them like this. But in person you can see them. Anyway, I thought it was gorgeous.
It is stunning.
Yeah. I'm very happy. And I was really chuffed that Victoria didn't know about this.
I didn't know at all.
Oh, and I also, because, I mean, who counts, right? When I started here, and of course it wouldn't fit, so I had to undo. There was a lot of frogging. This is the humbling project.
I have done so much frogging in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. See, I normally don't, because I think, oh, it just looks, as long as it looks okay, I'm happy. But with this one, because we're going to show people and take photos and stuff, I thought, oh, I'll try. So there you go.
Excellent.
Check me out keeping secrets, because you can't deal with Instagram.
I've had social media overload this week.
Oh, what's that?
So this here, don't excuse the black and white picture, I was saving colour. This here is the Die Fisher sweet bag that my class
is very lovely.
in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. If you're in Dunedin, I think there are still a couple of places open for this this class, and you can join through Otipoti Dunedin Embroidery School, I think. Yeah. Or send a message and Catherine will let me know.
No, or you can Yeah, you can leave a comment, but really the best thing is if you go to Facebook because you're in the stitching group.
Oh yes, yeah. Anyway,
It's
it's gonna be gorgeous. So I tea-dyed my 40 count material, and I have stretched it and pinned it to some stretcher bars and tacked down the middle, but not tacked on the actual picture that I need to do before class. So that's this weekend's job.
What do you mean tack the picture?
So there is this image here.
Yeah.
We just need to tack it, or the outline, onto the...
Well, you're going to tack the paper onto it?
No, so this is a line drawing of the pattern, which I'm not going to show you because copyright. So I've traced it onto tissue paper, and then I tack the tissue paper down onto
so
the
on
fabric.
Tissue onto your fabric. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and then I pull the tissue off.
I'm trying to think of the period that this reminds me of, and it's not quite coming to me.
Do I know information?
Like Elizabethan, but it's not quite the
17th
word.
century.
Yeah, but does it have a period?
Early 17th century.
I can't think of the period. Jacobean.
Jacobean. Yes, that would make sense.
Damn it. Yes, it looks Jacobean to me.
So you can see how much stitching I've done. I'm grasping at straws and showing you fabric that I tea-dyed. I'd never done that before.
Exciting.
And then I had terrible trouble ironing it because my iron's rubbish.
Did you use black tea? Just like gumbo?
Gumbo tea. I used whatever tea bag I grabbed first that wasn't a herbal one. I did check that it was tea.
Because you can also dye with red bush, and that gives a nice reddish hue.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's fun to experiment. But yeah, great.
And it was great fun.
Very good. Cool. Okay, so do you want to start with our work in progress? Do you have anything to show work in progressy?
That was my work in progress. Sorry, I jumped on.
Oh, so I just do another one? Okay. Okay.
I got very excited with your thing. It's like, you showed something, I'll show something.
Okay, so had I shown this?
No. That's
Okay.
also beautiful.
So this is my
How's your scrunch method coming on? You're cool.
good. It suits my personality. I will iron it at some point soon, just to feel good about life. Okay, so this is my Consider the Lilies, which I always have to mention the quilting background. I mean, God, talk about good photography. They know what buttons to press, don't they? Or to push, whatever you say. So this is by Beth Twist from Heartstring Samplery. She's fantastic. I'd like to meet her. Do you think she'd be my friend? Hi.
Have you stalked her on Facebook?
Nah, I'm not on Facebook.
Have you stalked her on Instagram?
No, I don't think I have actually. I should follow her because I do love her designs. Anyway, so this is my political piece. Don't you just love it? So stop criminalizing social protest is what it says here in Spanish. But I did this motif, which is like some sort of corny, stalky thingy, which you can't quite see the yellow. There is more embroidery in between there, and it's yellow. You can see it in life, can't you?
Yes, I can.
And
It's beautiful.
So there is one at the top and the two sides. But isn't it gorgeous? I love this lady. So anyway, that's all I did.
You had that mammoth effort last time with the house.
Yeah, but I think what happens is, if you're not careful, you just end up focused on one thing.
Yes,
so
because I only have 2 projects to show.
Yeah, and then I was thinking, no, you've done a big motif. Move on to the next thing. So I did.
Good job.
Yes, I love it. I have a method now at home.
Ooh, what's your method?
Because, I mean, it's failed miserably already, but you know that massive wicker basket that I used to have in Port Chalmers, which
Yes.
was for the library books to be returned?
Yes.
It's now my craft whip basket, and it sits tucked in a corner by the dining room table.
Fantastic.
And that was supposed to be the solution to the mess that is by my bed, but somehow I've got a new mess there now. So Martin's not happy, but I keep telling him that he's married to a creative.
Mess is one of these things that I'm sure breeds on its own.
Well, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, so that's one. What else have we
Excellent.
got?
So this one here, which is the one I'm a bit obsessed with at the moment, which is a peacock, a
yes.
unicorn, a badger. by the Scarlet Letter. The Scarlet Letter. Beautiful.
Hey, now that you mentioned this badger thing, it just reminded me of Claire. Did we tell them about our meal out?
Oh no, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that because it was fun.
And I've done, not a heck of a lot, I've done a bit of green fill. So I think I've finished off those 2 areas.
Thank God, your messaging is so busy, Victoria.
Oh, so many people. And that's my bird, which I was hoping to have finished, but not quite.
That is adorable.
Isn't it adorable? It's so cute.
It's a bit dorky.
It's so dorky. I love it.
Very cute. She's not doing the scrunch method, in case you're wondering.
Sorry, Catherine mentioned the messages because we're filming on my phone, and so all these little notifications keep popping up on the screen.
It's fun. And some are your family, and I'm like, don't they know you film on Tuesdays? Is it Tuesday? No, it's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
We film on Thursday.
We do. Well, let's see. Mum asked me this week which night are you filming. It's like Thursday, so don't ring me. So we'll see if she calls.
She has messaged many times.
She's called a few times.
She's probably messaging saying, I'm being good, I'm not calling you.
Or Tori, are you home and free? No, I'm not. Well, I'm home, but you.
Okay, so we'll do it later. Okay, my next work in progress is, I think this one's And the Forest Grew. So this one is by Rosewood Manor, and I think her name is Karen Kluber.
Excuse me.
She's got no manners. And I love it. So, God, I'm such a slow learner. Anyway, I was like, I can do this. I can do 5 a week. And then I thought, no, don't do 5 a week. Do 10.
You're such an overachiever. How many did you do?
I did it 10, but just the first week, and then I didn't do 5. So
So really, what you did is you did 2 weeks worth in 1 week.
Exactly.
Look at those trees.
So
I love this one.
Oh my God, so many mistakes in that one. And there is fudging, but you know what, life is short.
That's beautiful.
But I did unpick because I'd done it wrong, and I'd done it starting here, and it was just a nightmare. Anyway, I do love it. And this one's going to say something. It's going to say like my name and when I finished it.
I thought it had a robot on it.
Yeah, the robot is another thing. I've done the robot.
Well, you have too. Yeah. But you haven't done the robot. You've just done the thing.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm really happy with these. They're very cute. So I did 10 little ones. So from here down that way.
Well done.
All with made up colours. But sort of following the spirit of the thing. So in this one, it was like dark to light. Anyway, I'm very happy with this. And of course, it has the Pete Seeger saying, if it can't be reduced, reused, repaired, rebuilt, refurbished, refinished, resold, recycled or composted, then it should be restricted, redesigned or removed from production. Wise words to live by. So yay.
Excellent. How many more cross-stitch projects have you got to show?
1.
All right, then I'll show both of my next ones. So I have finally getting some traction with my Home Sweet Home, which the construction class is the first weekend-ish of July. So I've really got to get my A into G and get this done. So this is going to be my core focus for the next few months. So this is what you'll be seeing. I bought some stretcher bars and stretched the roof onto the roof fabric onto it, which was a fantastic idea. It's much easier than having it in the hoop.
Oh,
I have finished one half of the roof.
And look at you to be
started the second.
Very good.
Yes, I did, and I zigzagged. Everyone's been laughing at my sellotape, so I got the sewing machine out and zigzagged around it.
Why? Oh, here. Oh, okay.
Meh. So it's been good. Got that. This takes surprisingly a lot longer than you'd think.
So this is linen, right? And this is your line.
Yes, so because it's obviously a roof is made up of 2 parts, so that's one half and that's the other half.
So isn't that going to create a problem?
No, because that's as tall as it is, so it will come along like that. So when a rectangle like this.
This is not a random piece. This is going to get filled up here and then filled up down here.
Doing this stitch, you do it on the diagonal.
Yeah, see, that messes with my head. That's like diagonal cross stitch.
So the back is quite tidy too. So that's good. And I've finally also made some traction on the front by doing the branches, and I have started the leaves.
These are just your knots for starting, right?
Yes, they are. Yep, they all get tied in the back.
Cool.
So that's excellent. I've made some progress on that.
And you're sounding more confident.
Feeling much more confident with it. Really struggled with the branches for some reason, but now I'm onto the leaves. It's going quite well.
Yeah. And also, you know, the branches grow in all directions.
I know, and I was like, why are you so paranoid? You can't even see the stitch to see if it's going in the right direction. No one else is going to notice.
Yeah. Nobody's going to stop you in the street and criticise you.
No, Victoria, those two stitches are going in the same direction. Who gives a fuck?
She says
so sweary this week, people.
She is very sweary. It was a very intense arriving in her house.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody's going to be critical of your embroidery, and then you're enjoying it and you're learning. Yeah. It's great. Okay, so I've got one more piece to show you.
Excellent.
And I think I've made, oh gosh, this was the one with the epiphany. God, I'm so thick. So I haven't watched Flosstubes for ages. I don't know, I kind of lost my enthusiasm for things. But I've started watching some. And what was the name of the one that I was watching? Something quilting. She's got a Flosstube called something quilting. I can't remember. Something quilting. Anyway, she quilts, and I really enjoy her quilting, even though she quilts in a way that I don't want to quilt. So it was really inspiring to see how other people do things, and I don't know. It's also a little bit vicarious. Like, I don't buy new fabric, so it's kind of fun to see what new fabric other people buy without the guilt of buying new fabric. So it's kind of fun. Anyway, she was talking. She has a book of days.
Oh, yes.
And oh God, you know, it's just so funny the questions people ask. They were asking her, what's her rotation? And this seems like such a strange thing to ask, because it's her rotation. You do you. She'll do what she does. But anyway, people really wanted an explanation of what she does, because I think people perceive her as someone that makes a lot of progress. Anyway, she was talking about her rotation. And literally 2 years after taking up cross stitch again, I was like, oh, I could make goals for myself. So what I did, so this one I'm going to show you now is a Dutch Beauty, 1790, which I love. Oh, I've got something to talk about actually about this. Okay, so what I did is this tree is kind of all over the place, and although I embrace the wrong placement of stitches, I think it's great. I thought, oh, I can't keep track, so I photocopied all my book, and then I counted the months I have between now and the end of the year, and then I was like, oh, I could do 1 page a month, and it was revolutionary in my head. I was like, and then I realized that this is what everybody does. And then, like 5 days later, I thought, hang on a minute. If I do a whole page in a month, that's a fortnight. Maths is my strong point. Anyway, I was so pleased with myself. I was like, I have discovered an amazing thing. Call me Einstein.
And sorry, just to make it clear, you copied it so that you could cross it out as you go, right?
Yes, so it's got,
pen,
you're not going to copy it, but, you know, lots of pen scribblings on it now.
Yeah.
And they're not nice.
I tell you what, in some patterns, it's just what you've got to do. It just gets a bit crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and for some, like the animals, I didn't have to. But, you know, whatever. Anyway. And also, this is like, I mean, it's great. It's a nice little booklet. And it doesn't start on the first page, so you're always looking for your page. And that's like 2 findings, 1, 2, and that's like, oh, this one. So now I have my page.
I'm
so
really pleased that you didn't just scribble on the original.
Well, no, because I would hope to give this one away for someone. Like, you know, if you want it, you can have it, or if someone in the group wants it, they can have it. Like, there's no reason.
After me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the other thing, okay, I'll show you what I've done. I didn't quite do the page. I know, right? So, I didn't quite do the page. I am short of the windmill. And,
so you failed.
And I had 3 meetings with this afternoon. And I was like, can I? But no, it was meetings like just one-on-one meetings on Zoom. I made them in Zoom because lots of people with COVID and my feet still hurt. So I was like, can we do Zoom? And then it was like proper Zoom. It's like we work collegially. So I was working with IT. I was Zooming with IT people and I have to pay attention. So I was like, damn it.
Show these people this masterpiece.
I am amazing.
It's phenomenal.
I am phenomenal.
Love your colours.
Ta-da! Can
Oh, I don't think it's doing it justice. I wonder if I can change the... Oh, shit. Sorry, people.
I was watching one Flosstube. It wasn't a Flosstube, it was a knitting podcast. And they had said that when you cover your mouth... Oh, no, that other one. No, more. That one.
Turn it off, you mean?
Oh, yeah, I think it shows the truer colours.
It's stunning. Take it closer because it's
Okay, I have
to
to say, they had said that people that are deaf or like rely heavily on lip reading struggle when you hide your mouth. So, anyway, love it.
Take it closer because it's focused on the back. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. There we are.
The way Victoria says gorgeous reminds me of that Boddington's advert in the UK. Anyone from the UK that's about my age, so maybe 25 years ago, there was a Boddington's advert. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
I don't do it as good, but anyway. Okay, so I made mistakes. So I don't know. I did one bird and it turned out that it should have been here, so I moved it. This one looks like a dinosaur.
It's gorgeous. Oh.
Anyway, I'm loving it.
This is going to be phenomenal.
Yes. And actually, Beatriz, who won the Book of Days, she's doing the same 1/1.
Oh, you brave woman.
I was like,
my 1/1 project was supposed to be finished for last Christmas.
that's
I
right.
haven't
Your
progressed
poor
past
mother.
March.
Your poor mother. She's doing 1/1 and she's being very faithful to the colours. Good. I'm really happy with this. Okay, so what I wanted to comment on was, so I've changed the location of some of the birds because, I'm never going to count that carefully. I have less space for my windmill, so I'm shrinking it. So there's lots of little squares and there's like six, so 3 across and 3 across. I've had to make it 2 across, 2 across. So everything is getting shrunk a little bit so that the windmill will fit in here.
Oh, it's just a tiny
shall
wee
see.
windmill. You'll whip that out tonight.
No, I counted this. Yeah, it is tiny, but I counted the stitches and it didn't fit.
Yeah.
As was. And also then I thought, well, this woman does look a bit like a princess. So I was like, what would be like a kiddie idea of a princess?
Love that pink.
And she is dark-skinned, which I'm very happy with. The horns are weird. I was like, I'll keep them. I made these ones a bit more normal. And the thing that I will not tolerate, is this bird here. It's just ugly. Why would I add an ugly bird to my design?
Oh, it is less than beautiful.
Yeah, so if you look at I'm not going to show it on the screen because it's a pattern, but it's a monster. I'm not doing that.
Change it.
No, so what I
Repeat
think I
one
did,
of these ones, which you probably did.
No, I did. I did put a slightly different one.
He's gorgeous. I've seen him in your designs before.
Yeah, so I just did a normal bird. I've just copied another one. I can't remember which one, but I thought, I'm only going to have attractive birds here. It's my project. Mm-hmm. I don't need a mutant from 1790 where they hadn't quite established what the birds were. So yeah, that was my thing, that I'm not having ugly, weird bird in my project.
Excellent.
So maybe you want to learn from my discovery. You can cut up a project into months.
Yeah.
And then set a goal.
You've just said that, and I'm like, that's how I'm going to finish my home sweet home in time. While Catherine's recording is finished, I'm going to go and sit over at my table and write out, the front will be count for 2, but then the little bits for the doodackies will be, oh my goodness.
I am amazing.
And then watch me not achieve those goals.
Oh, you will.
Because I'm feeling a bit out of control with that at the moment.
So I did make a lot of progress this fortnight,
You made phenomenal. And I've just remembered that I also started tacking the Guild Mystery Stitch this year. I don't know where it is. So I've just started putting the boxes in. Just remembered that they would have issued the March month stuff yesterday, so I've got to go and download that at work tomorrow. Well, yeah, at work.
In your break.
Yes.
Oh my god,
No, it works crazy. It'll be in my break.
I totally got found out at work. In fact, I don't get found out. Like, I'm the head of the department. But I cannot bear, like, if I think I've been naughty, I just blurt it out to everybody. So I killed the printer. And I was like, so I go into the office and I go like, can someone help me with the printer because I've killed it. Printing something that wasn't work related.
Oh, yeah, that's,
Anyway, it was funny.
Yeah, I was printing onto tissue paper for the sweet bag transfer because I said, trace the pattern into tissue paper. I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I'll just print it on.
Onto tissue paper?
So get a bit of tissue paper, stick it onto a plain piece of white paper, and then put it through the bypass tray.
It is very easy to just... It probably would have taken just as long to do it by hand.
No.
Okay.
I'm not a great tracer to start with.
Okay.
Anyway... I was like, please don't stuff the printer up. Please don't stuff the printer up. Please don't stuff the printer up. This is really not work related. It was good.
Oh, I have a conundrum. Remind me to ask people about the conundrum.
Ask them about the conundrum.
Okay, so
we're now in intermission.
Yeah, we're in intermission because everything I have now is non-cross stitchy.
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to be... Okay. So my conundrum... In the spirit of like, I always overshare. And also, FYI, I don't overshare everything.
Actually, can be a lot worse.
I can be a lot worse. But for years, okay, so this is my conundrum. For years, I've been wanting to embroider a nude of me. Just like the outline in red. But then the other day I was like, I'm 50. I need to do this now. And then Victoria said she would help. But the problem is, my phone, which is what I use to take photos, is paid for by the university. My laptop is paid for by the university. I do have a camera, and a DSLR, whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. Well, it's Christina's. But it has a memory card, and then where do I transfer it to then get it printed? Because I need it enlarged. Anyway, it's a big thing. So I cannot... get a phone call from my boss to say, can you come into my office? We need to talk about some images that have been found on your computer.
Do you want to know what the real hilarious thing is?
What?
When you first started to talk about this and you were saying, I don't quite know how to get myself in scale. And we were like, we'll take a photo. And I was like, I'll go to work and I'll blow it up for you on my program. We'll get it going through on actual size and we'll print it out on pieces of paper and you can join it together. I completely just missed the bit where you said you were going to be naked.
Oh, yeah. It's a naked portrait because I thought it'd be like... epic to do so in my head I'm thinking I'll do a naked portrait of myself embroidered in say red thread as a 50-year-old, and then I can do more as years pass in different color thread.
That sounds so cool.
Track the sagging. Anyway, then I said to Martin, okay, I can't risk this. I mean, not only can I not risk it, but it's not appropriate to have naked images of myself floating about. And I work in information management. Like, I'm very aware of how things can linger in the wrong place. So then I said to Martin, okay, sweetie, would you like to do a collaboration with me? So Martin was going to, I was going to lie down on my phone, because I found the sheets. So I've torn a sheet. I'm ready. I said, you're going to trace around my naked body. The problem is...
It adds 10 pounds.
Oh no, I'm very comfortable with how I look. And
no, but like when you're a kid and you traced around your fingers, your hands always came.
No, that doesn't
You're not worried about that?
No, not at all. What worries me is that whenever we arrive home, we're both naked. It's like, oh, not tonight.
It's a weekend job.
So it just never happens. We've talked about it for 10 days now, and it just never happens. So if you've done an embroidery of you naked, let me know how you bypass the technology and like appropriateness of it.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I think home printers are
they're
a rarity now.
Yeah. And I did get round to doing it years ago, but I think I was still self-conscious, and I wasn't very good at blowing it up so it didn't blow up properly, because there's a way of doing it so that everything grows to scale, but it didn't. I just got wide. I was like, what? So anyway, I also quite like the idea of Martin tracing me, but the thing is, the thing that stops me is that we're both too tired, but it's really my hair. I don't want my hair to look ridiculous, but by the end of the day, I would have to do something to my kind of...
Yeah, you almost want to... I mean, even when you wet your hair, it doesn't go down. Because you almost want it to be... Not do this, but you almost want it to be bald when you do it, right? So
yeah, I thought about that as well. Yeah, I thought about that as well. So anyway, these are the things that distract me from my real life. So anyway, I mean, I don't really know the audience of the Flosstube. I'm sure there's a few people that do like interesting things. So if you've done something like that, let me know. Oh, and it's a bit late now. I just went to a great exhibition at the Otago Polytechnic.
Ooh.
Lizzie, let me see if I can find her name. It was fantastic. It's really nice when you come across, she's a sculptor, but she's working in textiles. It's called Death of a Woman, and her name is Lizzie Brown. So it's too late for today, but the closing event is tomorrow, Friday, from 5 to 7 at the Dunedin Polytechnic Gallery. So this is going to come out tonight, and I'll try and post it on my Instagram as well, because it was really interesting, well worth going to see. I went at lunchtime today.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
All right.
So that was intermission.
Oh, no, there's another bit.
Oh, okay.
So, you may recall in last time we did the Flosstube, we talked about me losing a bet and having to go out for tea.
Oh, that's right.
Which we did. So, our friend Claire...
Has it really... We've not filmed in between?
When did we do it? Maybe we have.
In my head, we forgot to mention it, but maybe we didn't.
No, because I think we did it on the 18th.
Oh, okay.
And then we're filming tonight. Look at my beautiful February all filled out, people.
Mushrooms.
And then we're doing cakes for March, because March is the best month.
Okay. Anyway, we had a fabulous time.
Had a curry. I thought I ordered medium, but everyone was telling me, no, you just ordered mild, Tori, and you're a wuss.
Yeah, you're proper born and bred Kiwi with your mild butter chicken.
Oh, it wasn't butter chicken.
And we joked about it.
She was expanded my horizons and got the paneer.
Did you get paneer?
That's the cheesy one, right?
Yeah. Cool. And we got to see our friend Claire's house.
Which was lovely.
Also known as Rose. We were telling her how we were making fun of her on the Flosstube, but we'd said her name and then called her Rose. That was funny.
So funny.
It was great to see her house. She's very creative as well, so it was fun to see how she's decorated her house that she's lived in for 6 years and never invited us to. So,
she doesn't watch this.
She doesn't watch this. And yeah, for all the teasing that we did, the restaurant was fine. And actually it was really funny because I know the chef. I didn't realise it was his restaurant. So my daughter went to school with his daughter.
It was a lovely restaurant.
It was lovely. We had a young waiter who was
learning,
slightly scared of the 3 middle-aged and youth-adjacent person.
Because you were demanding.
I was like, I've changed my mind. We were the only ones in the restaurant.
Oh, do you do this, but then can you do it like this, like off the menu? Which they couldn't. Yeah, you wanted it done with cauliflower or something.
I can't remember, but he said, "Oh, I'll go and ask." I didn't ask him.
He did ask, but of course we had sat right at the back of the restaurant. So this poor kid was like walking the length of a basketball court.
He was like 16. He was very lovely.
He was great.
I'm scared of teenage boys, I have to say, but I wouldn't cross the road if he was walking towards me. The food was yum, and actually, if you like hot food, they were true to their description. Because I always order vindaloo, like hot. And this was. I was like, oh, now you've got what you asked for, Catherine.
It was great. I believe nice. What I got was medium, so I'm going to go back and try and...
She didn't, bless her. Bless her.
I'm sure I did, because I'm like,
Bless her.
I'm a grown up now and I get things with a little bit of spice.
No, because I had hot. Claire asked for medium.
I'm sure
And
I
so
asked
we
for
swapped.
medium.
She did, and bless her. And then, so I tried Claire's, she tried mine, and she was like, oh, yours is hot. And I was like, oh yeah, no, yours is nice. It's got nice. And then we tried Victoria's, and I was like, mwah, mwah. But you be proud of yourself. Speaking of curry, so anyway, great night out.
Great day all round.
It was kind of all afternoon, all evening. It was great. We had a lovely time.
And they were very kind on my wallet. Wasn't too bad at all.
She lives in a different world. She had $210 saved.
Yeah, I
And we were
budgeted $70 a head. It was like, go crazy, ladies.
It's like, no, it's going to cost 70. It cost 80. So Claire and I win. So speaking of Indian
cash out.
restaurants and curry, guess who has booked trip to India?
Is it done?
Yes. Martin's going to pay the deposit tomorrow. But the hotels have been... So they accepted our booking and said, we're not going to cancel, but, please pay the deposit tomorrow. I'll start booking the hotels in India. So we're going to be 2 days in Singapore,
That's
28 days in India, and 2 more days in Singapore.
That sounds amazing.
So that I don't break.
When you say booking your hotels, you're not physically doing it, are you? Your
they're
agent's doing
The
it.
agent's doing it, yeah. So that's really good. We're very excited. And what started out as 19 days in India is 28 days in India. No, 34 days in India and 4 days split in Singapore.
Gosh, you're going to be away for 5 weeks. That's amazing.
Yes. It's going to be great. I am never going back to India because it will take me years to pay this off. Well, we don't have to pay it off, but it will take me years to save this money back for our pension. So I'm very excited. Very, 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 very excited.
So I know at one stage you were looking to see whether you could do like a tour which involved textiles and things. Have you managed to find something?
We managed to find them very quickly, but I very quickly realized that I actually didn't need to do a textile tour for 2 reasons. One is I'm traveling with Martin and I want him to enjoy it as much as I am. And the other thing is I'm really not interested in doing classes. I'm more fascinated in artisans as people, and I want to see what they make. I don't want to spend a whole day learning chicken curry embroidery, for example, or block printing. Yeah, I'm just not. I want to learn the history. I want to watch the artisans. I want to buy some goods. That's really more my thing. But we are so what they did is, because it's not going to be part of a tour because we've changed it so dramatically. So in most cities we've added an extra day because India will be tiring for an introvert. So we need rest time. And what they've done is, for example, they offer things like you can have an evening learning how to make some Indian dish that's of a particular area. And we were like, nah.
I think that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I don't want to...
It's not your thing, that's cool.
No, but it's not just that. It's going to be really hot in India. I don't want to be in a kitchen. No. So what they've done is they've just peppered the thing with like this textile market or this set of textile shops or things like that.
So are you going to have to find your own way from A to B? You're not going with
everything is organised.
It is,
yeah. So we're going to travel by plane, train and car, but they organise everything. And also, Martin was really keen to go to Amritsar, which is I think it's a Sikh country. And they've got this beautiful golden temple. And I think they're on the border with another country, which I can't remember now. And they do this change of the guards, so it's like a rivalry between the two countries, and apparently it's really amazing. So you get to see that as well. So it's a mixture of, let's be honest. You land in India, you open your eyes, it's a textile tour for crying out loud. Yeah. It's India. It's the center of the universe as far as every textile technique is concerned. So I think I'll just have my eyes open and take photos and just enjoy the sights and sounds.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah. But because we wanted things for Martin as well, there were some forts. He's going to try and get to a cricket match at some point. Hopefully that can be sorted out. We're also going to do I mean, the reason it's 34 days is because we extended it by 3 days so that we can do a safari as well. So they take us to this particular place. There's going to be 2 safaris, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And there'll be an opportunity to see Bengal tigers, which will terrify me. I'm going to wear a nappy.
Is it in the wild or like in a reserve?
It's a reserve. Yeah, it's a reserve. So yeah, very exciting. It really is a dream come true. I am incredibly privileged to be able to afford this. I will never retire. Between the camper and India, I'm never going to retire. Martin will be all right. He's already retired. He just has to grow potatoes for us from now on.
And just spinach and lettuce, don't forget that.
Yeah. But this is such a dream come true. Honest to God, I wanted to get to China and India before I had children. I managed to make it to China. I never made it to India. And I didn't want to take my kids because I was really worried about not knowing the language. It's just a different country. Like I can do so many countries on my own, but with little kids, I would have worried.
And this will be your first trip overseas with just you and Martin.
Yeah.
Since you've had children.
Martin and I have never had a trip overseas without children.
Yeah, that's true. Because
we're a blended family, so we've always travelled with one or the other set of children. Martin and I have really not had any time on our own. I'm not very good at that. I would have brought my children to India with us. But they have their own life.
I'm very impressed that you've managed to not do it.
I did invite Christina to come with me. Because initially it didn't sound like Martin would come. And Christina did say yes. And I did have to go like a couple of months ago. And I said to her, oh, by the way, I'm going to India with Dad. Are you okay? And she was like, yes, Mum, I'm all right. I want to travel with people my own age for a while. I was like, okay. So I'm very, very excited. So we're going to go Amritsar, Delhi, Jaipur, Jodhpur, Kerala, and many other places. And Singapore is going to be about rest and recovery. Just because there's just going to be a lot, and I'm going to be so overexcited. In India, I'm hoping that the way they organize these tours, I mean, these are privileged tours. Like, there is no question about it. And it really is, it creates a buffer between the hustle and bustle of a massive city with like all the languages and all the color and stuff. So I'm hoping that in some of these hotels, I'll be able to have like Ayurvedic massages and things like that, which is like one of the ancient techniques of India. So it's very exciting. The challenge is going to be not to shop for everything. Oh, another thing that I'm going to go is a little miniature painting class.
Cool.
Like, you know, those very traditional folk drawing. You know, you get the side person with the nose, and very excited about it. Martin's going to do something else. And I'm going to choose not to worry about what he does. So yes, I'm very excited about it. I hope to come back with some salwar kameez and a few cotton saris for my textiles collection.
And to wear?
I would wear salwar kameez. I don't think I would wear saris.
Sorry, I'm not going to pronounce this. How do you say the first one?
Salwar.
Salwar.
The salwar kameez
is that
a
the tunic with over the pants?
With the baggy trousers, yeah.
They look incredibly comfortable.
I used to have a pair in the UK that I did used to wear. They're so comfortable. And I think I'll wear it because it'll really fit my lifestyle. But the sari just kind of feels like I wouldn't actually. It would feel more like I was donning a costume, and I don't think that's respectful from my perspective. So yes, I am very excited. So if anybody's watching this and you've been to India, any tips, or say, oh, I regret not going to this, or, you know, like the tourist set, the tourist set. But, you know, the other thing I'm really excited about is that someone said, and I don't know if this is true, but in India, the norm is vegetarian in restaurants. So it's the meat eaters that have to ask for the special meal. That'll be great. So yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yes, I am excited.
So obviously we'll be taking a break and filming in October too, just so you're pre-warned.
I will try and take some filming in India, but I'll post it on Instagram. But you know, you might want to do the Flosstube on your own one. I don't know. No, she's suggesting that she won't.
I'm not that brave.
No, it is harder on your own for sure. Okay, so shall we move on to the
Yeah.
I've got 3 things to show.
Excellent.
4 things to show. Okay, I just want to give you an update of how the quilt is going. It's really funny because you reach milestones and then it's like, oh, now I have to cut. And so the cutting and tidying takes forever, so that's another delay. But I've now got to the point where I've got 4 squares together. I'm not going to show you all of them because there's a lot. But you'll see that these corners are kind of shirt fabric and the others are flowery or different designs. I already have enough to cover my bed, but I'm going to make all the squares, and then what happens is the next step will be to join 2 squares, 2 of the 4 squares each, and that's how the quilt will grow. So this is how many I've done of the 4 squares, and then I've only got so many pins. I was think, why doesn't Martin know that if he bought me a little plastic tub of pins, that would be a great present for my birthday? Having said that, I did not buy him a present for his birthday today.
Did you not?
No, we're a bit rubbish. Tonight. That's all I'll do. I'll just go like that. Hello, darling. Night night. So these are the singles. So I've cut them into 4-inch. So this half is 4-inch, and this half is 4-inch, and the sides are 4-inch. But I don't have pins to join these together, so I have to finish. I've used up all my pins, so these are done. They need ironing. But all of these are pinned together. They've been cut and pinned. And now I need to sew them, and then I'll have these pins to pin together the others. It's a little production line that we keep moving in little. So, and this has now become one of my car projects because I do like to be able to talk to Martin in the car. I'll show you my knitting as well. I've started a knitting project and it's not chatting friendly.
Oh, I'm so envious that you're able to stitch or read in the car. I get so car sick unless I'm looking out a window.
Oh, really? Mm. Well, with knitting, I don't need to look at my knitting if it's plain knitting. So that wouldn't be a problem even if I was sick, because I wouldn't look at it. I don't know. You're sort of a knitter, aren't you? You could kind of develop that.
I can do straight lines that go like this with some holes in them.
What about
I did knit a dress once. I've never been on enough trains to try it because Dunedin is very.
We don't have a train.
We don't have trains.
We have a tourist train, which is funny. We have cargo trains.
Our rail system is a rail light.
Yes, it was not good. It's very exciting when you go to the North Island and they have trains.
Oh, one of my favourite bits about London was going on the underground. It was great.
And that's not even proper trains.
I know.
But I remember when we took the kids to... We'd come to live in New Zealand like 19 years ago, and we were here for 6 months before I went back to the UK because it was cheaper to go to Peru via the UK. It's ridiculous.
You've still got crotch
oh, sorry.
fabric.
Vulgar. She says I'm vulgar. And I was so excited. My kids had only been in New Zealand for 6 months, and I was like, sweetie, come, let's go to the train. Very exciting. Very exciting. It is, they are talking about bringing trains back.
Oh,
well,
that'd be fantastic.
People are trying to put pressure on the government to bring trains back, and why has this fallen out? That is not good. So that's my quilt. Have you got anything non-embroidery to show? No?
No, I showed my embroidery stuff.
Okay.
We've got some Stitchy kindness, but that's it.
Okay, yeah, we can show that at the end. So, this is the cotton yarn that I bought in Chile.
It's gorgeous.
And I love the colour. It's just fantastic. It's like a mustardy yellow. So now that we're officially in autumn, I'm knitting myself a summer top.
Because that's how we roll.
That's right. It was so exciting the other day. It was autumn for about 4 hours. And I was like, oh, and I started looking at a website for yarn. I don't need yarn. Like, I was like, ooh, knitting, winter. Okay, so I'm making myself a lacy top. And so this is lace
See why
knitting.
it's concentration heavy. It's
and
beautiful.
I have to concentrate. So this is how it will look. It's top down yoke top. I'm going to make it short sleeves. Please don't lose stitches, Catherine. I'm going to make it short sleeves. And it's got a little roll neck. I've left the back to open because I'm not, ostensibly I'm following a pattern. It was a free pattern from the onlines, but I'm guessing on my numbers. So this is the second knit, because the first time I knitted it was massive. So I'm hoping that I can get my head through the hole. I can get my head through the hole. But I do love it. And I actually don't have enough summer tops. This is like DK. But anyway, it's beautiful lace. It's going to be very pretty.
Is it all lace down the front?
No, it's just the yoke.
Just the yoke.
So about here, and then it's plain. So I've only got about 6 rows, but rounds. Each round is half an hour. So I started when we leave the house, and I finish just as we arrive in town.
Oh, I thought you couldn't do it on the... Oh, you can't talk and do it.
I can't talk and do it, so Martin just gets ignored. Yeah. So it's half an hour each round. So I've got about 6 rounds, and then it's plain knitting. So, but I'm super happy to have started, and then after that I'm going to start knitting, because I do want to make myself... I want to make myself mittens, because Martin and I would say it's more common than not that we go to the beach for a walk after work. That's quite the norm. And I would like to carry on with that in winter, and I get cold. So I want mittens, like full mittens covered, to go on beach walks. You
wouldn't do the ones that button back?
Oh, I will do that at some point, but I also want that the ones that are just permanently protective. So that.
There is that pattern for the mittens where you've got 2 mittens and then there's a third one that's made for couples holding hands.
I've seen that, yeah. Yeah, Martin will be like, nah. We're quite old-fashioned when we walk together, because I put my hand through his arm quite often. I was telling my friend Maria about what Martin and I do. We quite often go for walks around the neighbourhood as it gets like after dinner. She was like, I'm so jealous, my partner won't.
Oh, you'll have to sort of get some head torches for the winter.
Nah.
It's starting to get dark earlier, people.
Yes, dark in the morning. But I quite like it, because I do like a winter. I do like to feel cozy in the house. Okay, I have brought a project. I haven't done anything to this project, but I brought it to show you. So these... Obviously, it was abandoned mid-play. So my children went to Steiner school, and so this is a little Waldorf doll that I made for Sophia. So this is Sophia's, and hers is in really good condition. I may do another row of hair here. I can see that it's actually quite receded. It probably got pulled back a bit, so I can top up a bit of the hair. But in the Waldorf tradition, you don't do the mouth, so that you don't have a fake smile, or you don't tell the children how the doll is feeling. They can put their own thoughts about play onto the little dolly.
I love that it's a superhero.
Yeah. So this is Sophia's, and I'm going to recondition them all, and I'm just going to make them more outfits because obsessive. And then when they have children, if they have children, they can pass them on to their children. This one is Christina's, and her little nose got hurt. So I actually need to take the entire head, the face covering off. You've got a Waldorf doll that you started a long time ago.
I was going to say, I've got some Waldorf doll fabric if you want to.
No, I actually do have the fabric in the right colour, in the right skin colour. In fact, I might even have it here. Yes. So what happened was I bought some fabric, and Christina was like, I don't look like that, Mum. So not this one. I bought some fabric, but it was very white, and Christina's got beautiful olive skin, a little bit like me. So I went and I bought more olive skin fabric. So I'll replace that. But when my kids were little, they're probably like 9 and 7, I made them blanket dresses, and then I made their dollies blanket dresses. It's very cute. So not everything has survived, but I'm gonna make more outfits. I just wanted to show you. So now I have to be accountable and do the face.
People are gonna want to see progress.
Yes, but I also want to show you some of the outfits that I made in the past, because you're a captive audience.
If you're still here, we're back into the long ones.
So this is another dress.
Oh, it's so cute.
Just made with blankets. My kids Sophia had a beautiful one, and she was like, I want it to be drab. I was like, I don't want to make a drab dress. So Christina had like a field of flowers at the bottom of hers, and Sophia wanted drab. So with brown thread, I embroidered some phrases or something, as drab as I could go. But anyway, that's another little blanket dress for the dolly. And then another little dress. I had a skirt in this fabric. It's a bed sheet.
Gorgeous fabric.
And then one of the dollies had pajamas with little mother of pearl buttons and her little trousers. These are all hand stitched because I've always had time to do that. This was a beautiful op-shop fabric. Actually, it could be Liberty. It's got that look. A little aprony thingy.
Gorgeous.
Oh yeah, like a smock, yeah.
I love the thingy-majiggy mangling glaze.
Oh, I wonder if...
Beautiful.
Oh, there's another pyjama top. I wonder if I'd made sets. I can't remember now. So another pyjama top.
It's very matchy-matchy of you.
It was because it was for the girls, wasn't it? And then another little dress with some beautiful crochet lace edging.
Did you crochet the lace?
No, it's from an op shop find. So much fun to do these. And then like a little hat with a pom-pom with very fine needles. But this was the piece of resistance. So a hand knitted cardigan that was steeked. If there are any knitters here, you'll know what steeking is. I wonder if I've lost a button. There's a gap here.
It looks like you've lost a button.
Yeah, well,
but then there doesn't appear to be a buttonhole.
No, maybe not. Anyway, so steeking is when you knit in the round and then you cut. It was just such a ridiculous thing to do for a dolly. Love it. And one of the times that we did a clear out, the kids were like, oh, this is for the op shop, Mum. And I was like, you can't put all my dolly makings in the op shop bag. So I rescued them. Yeah. So the idea is that I'm just going to zhuzh them up and then I want to make them outfits. Because when kids are little, they love changing outfits.
Oh, yeah. First thing they do when they get a doll is take all the clothes off.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And I was very happy to find them because, of course, my studio's still not tidied. But we're going to film there in a month and it will be tidy by then.
Excellent.
And I'll be filming in Spanish then. So I'll probably do a tour of my studio in Spanish.
Excellent.
Yeah. So that is that. Okay, plans, Victoria. You're going to try and survive March.
I'll try and get to March without sort of collapsing. That'll be great. I'm super excited about all my classes.
Yes.
I've been doing all the prep work and getting the this is what you need to bring this stuff together. I love that sort of thing.
It's like the starting school thing.
I know, and I was like, oh, everything's new and fresh, and it's great. And I'm doing classes of things that I've never done before, so like ribbon work and the stump work and
Which
the
is the stump work one?
That's the Wisteria, so that's the Odes class.
Okay.
Which, if you are in Dunedin or you're Dunedin adjacent and can get here, there's still a couple of spots open in the March Odes classes, so check those out.
And where are the classes? Because one set of your classes is in Stitch Witches, right?
No. So, the Dye Fisher stuff is all in a church hall in Mosgiel.
Yeah.
And the Ode stuff, which is my stump work and my wisteria, is up at St Hilda's. They rented a couple of classrooms up here.
Oh, that's really interesting.
The cat just made an odd noise.
That would be fun for you to go back because that was your school.
I know, that was my school, and apparently there's been lots of changes, so I can't wait to know.
There have been lots of changes.
They have like a whole performing arts centre there now, so I was like, oh, okay.
Fancy.
I know, but we're not going into that, but apparently it was too expensive. So we have some Stitchy kindness, some unexpected Stitchy kindness, so...
And a real surprise because it came to my address.
Yeah, it was to me, care of Catherine.
And I was such a grown-up, I just sent Victoria a photo.
She didn't drop it off or anything, like she would have made me do.
No, I wouldn't have, but I put it in my bag so that I wouldn't forget.
That's excellent, excellent. So it was a parcel for me from Margarita, who's in Luxembourg. And this is the card. I think it was, the intention was a Christmas present, but, you know, postage, that's a bit late. How gorgeous is that card? Look at the pom-poms on it. Anyway, so thank you so much. It was such a lovely surprise. I'll show you. So this is a card of buttons with this, which we think is like a shawl clasp, but it's gorgeous. And I reckon I'm going to display it like that because it's, oh, I love it.
You could do a whole vignette next to your box of goodness that you have over there.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Beautiful.
It looks like bone as well.
Yeah, that looks like bone. I think even the buttons might be.
Yeah, it might well be.
Just gorgeous.
Does it say any writing on the back? Is that writing? It is writing.
It says, I don't know if it's, you can have a smoke. And then some beautiful.
It says Botanicus.
Beautiful little, well, this one's got alphabets in it, and they're like some cool patterns. And then there is at the back, I'm sure that they're transfers, so you can transfer them on. Isn't that?
That looks like the sort of edging I was made to do when I was in school.
It's
for baby,
just gorgeous.
For baby layers.
And also included were 3 of these beautiful DMC
Library.
I'm not quite, it's in German, we believe, so. But look how stunning these are. I'm totally going to be doing some of these. I do bookmarks for family, or I've done bookmarks for family. And Mum informed me the other day that she's lost hers, so I reckon I'm going to do one of these into a bookmark.
I didn't realise people still embroidered bookmarks until you did that for your mum.
Yeah, I did it for my mum and my grandma because,
very pretty.
you know, you get to a point in life where it's like, I don't really want you to buy me anything. I've sort of got everything, but my family's quite big readers, so I thought, you know, this is something that's, you know, the thought that counts.
And also, it gives you enough of a chance to practice a new stitch.
Absolutely.
Without it being 1 square meter.
You can get something done, and so you'll like get the brownie points for doing it, but you don't have to spend a whole lot of time and divert yourself from your own projects for too long.
Unlike your 1-by-1 project for your mum.
Sorry, Mum, it is coming.
Put
you will get
pressure
it
on
eventually.
her. You need to pull on a sad face one day.
Oh no, she says, Tori, look, this is the bit in the wall where I'm going to hang that cross stitch. You better hurry up and do it before I shift.
Oh, shift house, not
Yeah.
shift.
Yep, shift house. And they're just, oh, they're beautiful.
Quilting. Oh, Quilting. That's cross stitch. Crosses. Quoits stitch.
That's cool.
I've discovered something else. 3 years of German at university.
Oh, how beautiful are these? They're just stunning. So thank you so much. It was such a lovely surprise to come back to
A great
receive
week
these.
for it to arrive as well, because you've had a bit of a mental week.
Oh,
at work,
this week's
haven't you?
just gone crazy. I've gone from, it's been a bit of a slow start to the year for me work-wise, which has been lovely because usually work's flat out. But this week, oh,
Now that the universe understood that you were going to be busy in March, you're going to be busy at
yeah,
work too.
yeah. So I was supposed to come down and hang out with you for an hour doing your
Oh, the fundraiser.
fundraiser, and I was literally looking forward to it. And then I got to work on Tuesday and it didn't stop. I'm going to turn that light on even though we're almost done.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Well, no, I'm not because...
Because we've forgotten the button.
Uh-oh.
We're not turning on the light.
Because it seems...
We're almost done.
Yeah. Because this also fell over when my fan fell over, so hopefully it's not broken. Oh, it was quite a spectacular crash there. So plans, survive. Getting through the classes, and hopefully I'll have heaps to show you next month. What about yourself?
I am going to try to do a page of my A Dutch Beauty. And I'm also going to try and think of all my projects in that way to create a little momentum. I do have, Victoria's lent me one of her books, so I do want to do my satin stitch thread painting embroidery, and that's, my idea is that my naked lady woman embroidery is going to be on it's just a white sheet that's going to separate my bedroom from my living area. But I want to mix it with flowers. So Victoria's lent me this book with Purple Sensation, which is my favorite allium. And I want to embroider that on the side. It's going to have lots of... And it's one of those projects that I envisage adding to. We'll see what happens. I want to get that started because once things get started, I do work on them. It's just getting started is hard.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 tops as well that I bought with the intention of decorating. I bought it secondhand in the op shop, but with the intention of decorating and adding slogans and things like I like to. Nothing has happened. And I made a mess of my bedroom because it doesn't take long in a little bedroom. I made a mess of my bedroom because I was like, I took them off the hangers thinking, right, Saturday I'm going to do this. And it just never happened. So they're just in a little corner on my hanging wardrobe. So I just want to get them started because once they have something, I will continue. And then the other one that's fully decorated with blue and stuff. The fabric is so thin, it's got more bits that I need to patch. So yeah, that keeps me busy. So I'm hoping to be able to show that next time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we hope you keep
Another
safe
25
and well.
minutes. Yes. Have a lovely week. Get lots of stitching done. Please let us know if you've signed up to go to the stitching retreat.
Yeah, and
I'm looking forward to meeting people. Even though I say all sorts of rubbish, I'm looking forward to meeting people and talking to people and getting to know what everybody else does.
it'd be great. And I've found some more information out about it because I don't actually know much about it. But bring any sort of stitching you like and just come on and meet people and have a chat and it'll be great.
That's what Amy said. They're calling it a stitching retreat.
It's a stitching retreat as
It's not a
opposed to
particular
cross-stitch.
type. Yeah.
Yeah, but bring your cross stitch.
Bring whatever you fancy that's stitching related.
Everybody's
Cool.
welcome.
All right. Have a lovely week. We'll see you soon.
Ka kite!
Ka kite.